In this Tech Tip Tuesday, I'm going to show you how you can make your productivity faster and easier with these shortcut key combos. Welcome to Tech Tip Tuesday. Today we're going to talk about shortcut keys. In Windows operating systems, there are shortcuts that you can do that will help cut down on your production time and also make your use of Windows a lot easier. The first way that we're going to look into these is inside of a text document. Now, most of these will work inside of the Microsoft Office programs, and they might even work on things like the Windows sticky notes. To start off, there's a few that you've probably heard of before, and they're going to be these top three: bold, underline, and italicize. As you saw me go over the letters, you can see that there's the options here, and you can also do it up here inside of your toolbar. A nice easy way to avoid using those is if you highlight the text and do Control B, it'll automatically control bold that text. If you do Control U, it will underline the text, and Control I will italicize the text. These are probably the most common uses of control shortcut keys that you've heard of, but there are a couple other ones that might be of use and might save you some time. First one being, if you highlight a text and do Control Shift and the greater than key, it will increase the size of a text. If you do Control Shift less than, it will reduce the size of the text. These are great whenever you're trying to change the format of a title or a paragraph and might not know exactly the number to get you there. This is just a faster way of finding out that specific size that will work for you. The next one that you've probably used before is Control C, and that's going to copy a text. And when you come down to an empty spot, if you do Control V, it'll paste the text. You can also cut a text by doing Control X, which will delete that text. And while that text is still on your clipboard, if you do Control V, it'll paste the cut text. You can also select all with Control A. That's a great way to highlight everything inside of a document, highlight everything on a web page, without having to go to the top and scroll down and at the bottom and scroll up. If you were to take a text and you were to cut it and paste it in the wrong location, if you do Control Z, it will undo an action. Control Y will redo it. If you take an action, I'll copy this and paste it, and you do Control Y, it will duplicate that action multiple times, depending on how many times you press Control Y. The next set of tips that we want to run through is inside of a browser. A good way to increase your productivity while inside of a browser are a few shortcut keys, such as Control T, which will create a brand new tab inside of the existing window that you are in. To remove a tab that you're currently in, hit Control W. You can also create a new window with Control N. You can refresh a page with Control R, and you can bookmark a page with Control D. The last set of keys that we want to run through for shortcuts is the Windows key. The first one that I want to cover is how to minimize all of your windows without having to do them one at a time. The average user knows about these three up here. You have your minimize, your enlarge, and your close. Most users will come through and will have to minimize each window. What you can do to cut down on that is do Windows D. What that'll do is that'll show all of your desktop, and it'll also allow you to bring up the windows if you do Windows D again. If you're looking to minimize all windows without having the ability to bring them back up, you could do Windows M. If you do Windows M again, nothing will actually bring them back up. You would have to bring up your windows manually. The next one to go over is Windows R, which is the run command. It's a great way for those who are looking to access programs through Windows without having to search through them inside of your taskbar. CMD is a line that you can enter for the command prompt. The next one I want to cover is Windows E, which is going to bring up a File Explorer window, Windows E. And what you can also do is while you are on a window, you could press Windows and then an arrow key to direct that window on the page. Most users will take a window and drag it over to the side to enlarge it. But what you can actually do to save a little bit of time and make it easier is you can take a window, hold the Windows key up, and then I'll enlarge it to the entire page. You can also throw it right with the Windows right key and Windows left key. And whenever you execute this, if you have a divided monitor, it'll automatically prompt to have another window fill in that empty spot. The last thing I want to cover is Windows L. If you work in an area that requires security of desktops, or you just want to make sure your computer won't be messed with while you step away, that Windows key and L will lock your computer. If any of this information in this video was useful to you, hit that like button. If there are any other shortcut keys that you use, throw them in the comment section below. I'm Emerald Technologies, and this has been your Tech Tip Tuesday.